Swedish. Hi friends, welcome to today's video. If you haven't noticed by the title, today I'm gonna knit and talk some shit. I'm gonna answer the questions from the ANTI-TBR tag. This tag was created by Nicole and her books, so the original video to this tag will be linked down below. You better watch it, but after you watch this video, it's gonna be great. I'm excited because I never let myself be that negative, even on my bookstagram. I just pride myself on just talking about the books that I love, and maybe in the beginning I was kind of negative, but you know, character development, we love that. Is that development though? Never letting yourself be negative. Anyway, this tag is about all the books that you never plan on reading, so we better get started. I would say that A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas is a popular book that everyone seems to love. I haven't heard many people who hate it. I haven't really looked for those reviews either, so I'm sure they exist, but I just haven't seen them. But it's so popular. Ever since 15 when it came out, the hype got real and it hasn't really died down. And I don't really know that much about it. To me, it seems like a fae book that has a lot of smut in it, and I can get down to some smut any day of the week, do not get me wrong. But it's a no for me. Hi friends, editing Sumaya. Basically, I mixed up Edgar Allan Poe with Ernest Hemingway. I don't know how, but I did. So every time I mention Edgar Allan Poe, I meant to say Ernest Hemingway. And every time I mention a whale book, the book that I'm talking about is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. I'm gonna eventually figure that part out, but I wanted to make it clear now. Anyway, back to I had an English teacher who really loved Edgar Allan Poe and would always talk about him at length in class, and I didn't really like that teacher. To me, for that reason, he's always had like a negative connotation. Oh, I messed that one up. Anyway, I've never really wanted to give him a chance. I read like the first chapter in that whale book. It's like a character that goes fishing and then meets a big whale. It's a classic, everyone loves it. I have no interest in reading it. So yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, it's a no for me. Stephen King is another author who I have no interest in reading from. It all started when Sunny, the other host on his channel, sent me like a picture from like a page in one of his books where he was describing one of his female characters, and it made me feel a little uncomfy. You know, just a little bit like icky. So for like, and then apparently it's like a thing with like all of his I messed up. Yeah, apparently like many people have like I think there's like a Reddit like a post where people discuss the way that he like describes female characters. So for that reason, and like you really like almost like sexual way. So for that reason, and also that dumb diversity tweet that he made where he argued that diversity shouldn't matter in art. Okay, white man. Although he backtracked his comments, it just felt a little bit too late. And although you could argue that you should like separate the work from the artist, I don't think you can. And now every time I like hear Stephen King, I think about that tweet, and I'm like, I'll just watch the movie adaptations of his work and pretend that I read them. And there are like a couple Swedish authors I could mention, but the one that takes the cake is the author August Strindberg. He's a misogynistic piece of actual shit. Look up shit, like just like garbage in the dictionary. You'll see his face. for some reason, he has a really prestigious literary award in his name. Yeah, we love to see that. And I don't understand why him. There's so many other amazing Swedish authors, classic Swedish authors, who could get that award. Maybe even Selma Lagerlöf, one of my favorite Swedish authors. Selma Lagerlöf wrote a couple of books that made my past undiagnosed dyslexic self even love her work. Selma Lagerlöf is also the first woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, but she doesn't have a prestigious literary award, but that piece of shit August Strindberg does. Strindberg. I don't care. I'll mispronounce his name if I want to. So yeah, I'm never gonna read anything by August Strindberg. That piece of shit. I have a few other names I can mention: Ernest Hemingway, H.P. Lovecraft, John C. White, Scott Adams, J.K. Rowling, Stephen King. I already mentioned Stephen King, and S.T. Eliot. Wait, was Ernest Hemingway the one that wrote the Whale book? I should really prepare when I make these videos. I know someone's gonna be mad at me. Please don't. But Cassandra Clare, I just want to hide it now. But everyone loves her books, and her series are so popular. I remember I really wanted to read her books when I got into Bookstagram, because everyone was taking pictures of her books, and Lady Midnight, I believe, was coming out, and I was like, it's coming out in a few months. I'm sure I can read I think the entire series in a few months. That did not happen because I couldn't get past the first 2 books. I don't know what it is. It's not for me. Not that she also needs my approval. Very, very, successful. Good for you. Cassandra Clare comes out with books almost every year, and I haven't been able to finish anything that I've been writing. Wow. Inspiration, right? Really. I have 2. It's those detective books where a crime happens and the detective has to come in and figure it out, and this is maybe some plot twists. Yeah, I couldn't. I'm okay with just watching the what's that famous detective, the London detective? It has a BBC. Oh my god. The detective lives in London. Has a BBC show. Anyway, I'll just watch that show instead. And also, the other genre that I don't want to read from is self-help books. Because it just seems like all self-help books kind of say the same. You should drink more water, sleep more, exercise more. Don't tell me what to do. This question is kind of hard for me because I never buy books if I don't already love it or know that I'm gonna read it very soon. So the way I'll answer is a book that I borrowed from the library multiple times but I've never read. There's so many books I can mention here. Oh no, I messed it up again. I'm not good at knitting, if you haven't noticed. I have no idea what this is gonna be. I'm just learning how to purl stitch. Inspired by that Try Guys video where they learn how to knit. I was like, yeah, I want to do that too. If they can do it, so can I. Anyway, back to the video. The book I could mention is Tell the Wolves I'm Home by Carol Rivka Burnt. It's about a 14-year-old whose uncle passed away due to AIDS, and she forms a friendship with his boyfriend. Boyfriend. I wanted to read it because I was gonna start the IB program, and it's the whole program is in English, so I really wanted to improve my English. I picked it up just so that because I already knew that I had some kind of like reading disability, so I really wanted to like challenge myself to like really like read it physically, and that was so challenging. And because of like years of me like picking up from the library, sitting in bed, reading it, and not being able to, it kind of ruined it for me. And I also couldn't find the audiobook for it either, so it's like I couldn't read it in the format that best suited me either. But it seems like the 2 chapters, I think I read more than 2 chapters, but like the chapters that I read were very beautiful, so it's sad. I think A Dark Shade of Magic could be my answer to this. I read the first book last year, and I have decided not to continue with the series. I don't really have any like big reason to why. I think it's a perfect book for 16-year-old me, because I loved fantasy books, and it seems so interesting with the whole Red London, Black London, White London thing. And I did really ship the main characters. I think Kel is the one. I remember the name Kel. I don't know what the other girl's name is. 50 Shades of Grey. I've seen the movies. I'm not gonna read the books. Cruel Prince could be one. Aka could be another one. There are a few series that I'm not gonna get to. Oh my god, I just remembered Sherlock Holmes. That's the detective in London. That was gonna kill me. Anyway. I need my tea. To answer the question, Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer came out last year, I believe, and it's Twilight from Edward's perspective. And I don't believe I'm ever going to read it. I don't really have like a big reason. It's mainly like, first of all, I've seen so many like spoilery videos on YouTube where people like discuss it. So I think I've already like gotten the general gist of what's in the book. And also I was never really that invested in Twilight, so I'm not really that interested in picking it up. But no hate or like no shade to people who love it. I just don't have any interest in picking it up. This is the thing with me. I can never just like sit down and talk about books. I have to like go out to the woods and freeze for like 20 plus minutes, or do something that really needs your concentration. I really can't get through it. I think pro tip, if you're a new knitter, don't make your like loops so tight, because getting your needles through it. Also, if you're what are this called? Yarn. If your yarn is really like thin, don't get big needles. That's another thing I learned. Big needles, big yarn. Little needles, little yarn. Anyway, let me stop now. I only did like 1 row. Anyway, so that was my anti-TBR tag. I hope you liked it. I like being negative for however long this video gets, although it was very hard for me. I really tried at like the last second to like spin the answer to be a little bit positive, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, click the thumbs up button and click subscribe if you haven't done that already. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.